The Book Thief by Markus Zusak is told through the perspective of death. It tells the story of Liesl Meminger, a 9-year-old German girl's experience of World War II. She was given away to live with her new foster parents, Rosa and Hans Huberman, in the small town of Mulching. On the way to Mulching, Liesl's younger brother, Werner, dies, traumatizing her for months. On the day of the funeral, she steals her first book, The Grave Digger's Handbook, as she is the book thief. Liesl's new foster dad, Hans, is a gentle and comforting man who helps her to learn to read. Later on, Liesl meets Ilsa Hermann, who caught her stealing another book, and invites her to read from her extensive library. A Jew named Max Vanderberg traveled to Mulching to live in the Hubermans' basement, as a payment to Max's father, who saved Hans's life in World War I. Liesl and Max became close friends, but when Hans is seen publicly giving bread to an old Jew, Max has to leave in the case that the Hubermans' house is searched. Ilsa encourages Liesl to write, and she does so by telling the story of her time in Mulching, the book thief story. The main theme of the book is the kindness and cruelty of humans. An example of generosity in the book is when the Hubermans bring in Max, as they put themselves at great risk in doing so. Though they could get in trouble for keeping Max, they still give him food, shelter, and they respect him. As well as that, Max and Liesl develop a strong bond, making him feel like a part of the family. Max sees the Hubermans' actions extraordinary, considering the hatred and violence against Jews during the time period. The Hubermans' generosity greatly contrasts the death and cruelty happening in concentration camps all over Germany. Something that Markus Zusak did great in The Book Thief was his use of point of view. The story is told from a first-person omniscient point of view, as it is told from the perspective of death, but the story shows all of the main character's thoughts and emotions as well as his. By using death as a narrator, it gives a different perspective of all the death occurring in the historical time period. This is because when death describes his experience taking souls from people, it is different from a human's point of view. The point of view lets readers experience snapshots of World War II outside of Himmelstreet, as death travels all around the world collecting souls. In the last line of the book, Death says, "I am haunted by humans." He says this because he always encounters humans at their weakest point. As well as that, in the extra material portion of the book, Markus Zusak writes that Death is telling Liesl's story to prove to himself that humans can be beautiful and selfless and worthwhile. An important aspect of the book is Hans's accordion. Liesl loves it when he plays the accordion for her. As for her, it is a symbol of hope and comfort, as that is how she feels when he plays it for her. During air raids, Liesl decided to start reading her books to the residents of Himmelstreet. This is because when she reads to them, she feels that she gives them hope and comfort, as Hans does when he plays the accordion for her. For Hans, the accordion is a symbol of Max's father, who gave it to him before he saved his life. Because of that, the accordion for Max symbolizes his connection between Hans and himself, as the first thing that he said when he arrived to Himmelstreet is, "Do you still play the accordion?" In summary, The Book Thief is about Liesl's experience of growing up in Germany during World War II. If you like historical fiction books like Number the Stars, you will love The Book Thief. It is one of the best books I've ever read, and I highly recommend it.